Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again for the Gumball 3000 wrap up right here, and we have the petrol head, the car enthusiast, the YouTube sensation, an all-round legend, and Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. JWW.
Buddy,
how are you, brother?
Mate, absolute pleasure to be wrapping this up with you, man.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic.
Do you know what? You always look good, man. Even at the start of the rally, like I am a disheveled man. I've lost my voice. You look fresh.
It's
like
a facade. It is a facade. Inside, I am a broken man.
Yeah. How was the rally? You drove it with your brother-in-law in the Lamborghini Aventador. Talk to us.
It's been magic. You know, it's really been magic. I worked out this is my 10th Gumball.
10?
But you know, it's what's been fantastic is doing it with Big Bro-in-law.
Yeah.
Because you know, we've got our families are all over the place. We've got family in LA out here. We've got family in London and in Yorkshire. So back home in the real world, we don't actually see each other that often. So to spend 3,000 miles in a car with Max, I'm not joking, is the most time I spent with him in the last 3 years. You know?
Wow.
So that was brilliant. And obviously, big brother-in-law aside, he's Mr. Gumball.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Gumball 3000. So it's been a real honor and a pleasure spending some time with him in the Larry Aventador, man. It's been cool. It's been really cool.
How was it? Like I heard that you did most of the driving.
Most? Is that what he's told you?
Listen, Max said
I reckon I did 2,900 of the Gumball 3000. That'll give you an idea of how much seat time I had.
Really?
Yeah.
You enjoyed it though, right?
Dude, I wouldn't have swapped it.
Really?
It was fantastic. And look, I think it worked well for Max because, you know, at the same time as him effectively acting as an entrant on the rally, he's still maintaining all of this, you know. So it was great to give him some time to stay on top of admin, speak with the team, so that when we arrive at the next stop, everything's smooth. You know. And he popped in for half tank's worth, you know, on the way on the way here. But
no, he was saying that he was able to get on with a lot of emails and things like that. And for me, getting in touch with Max this rally was so much easier because you were a teammate. So tell us, man, what was it like driving the Lambo?
It was excellent. Do you know, when we set off, I mean, it's got this single clutch gearbox, which are kind of notoriously a bit jolty, and that's based on like a 12-year-old car. Visibility's terrible. It's stiff as a board. You know,
uncomfortable.
It wasn't too bad, but all of that said, I'm now ready. I could turn around and drive it do it all over again.
Really,
dude, I fell in love with the car.
Really,
I didn't think I would do. I've only spent like short amounts of time in it, and it's funny that the sort of, you know, I guess the more compromising traits highlight themselves first. It's not until you spend some time in it that you're like, it is so theatrical. Like, it sounds amazing, loud for the crowd. You know,
perfect for America, right?
Man, it's perfect Gumball car. Because it's brash, it's loud, it's out there, it sounds fantastic, it looks awesome. We've got the gull wing doors, just brilliant, really, really cool.
Would you, now that you've driven 3000 in it, would you have it as an everyday car back in London?
I don't know about that. I'm not sure about a daily. You know, in the environment of Gumball, particularly arriving in Miami, it's very Miami.
Miami car,
thoroughbred, full fat supercar. Daily, I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that. But do you know, I've fallen for it, and I would consider one for sure.
Okay.
I would. It was a cool thing.
Was there any issues that you had to come across driving that over the rally? Like, did you have to fill up every afternoon?
This thing drinks with 2 straws.
Really?
It is so thirsty. I reckon we filled up minimum 3 times a day.
3 times a day?
Minimum, and on the Atlanta to Miami 4 times. Yeah, to get here. It's
4
thirsty.
full tanks?
4 full tanks.
And how much is the full tank, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah. It wasn't too bad. I think it's a fairly small tank. I'm trying to think, from like relatively empty to full was about $90.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Which is about £30 cheaper than it would be in the UK.
Yeah.
So it was okay. It was fine.
So what other cars have you done the rally in? Like is this your first time in a Lambo?
It's my first time doing the rally in a Lambo. Before that, in 19, I did it in an Aston Martin Vulcan.
Which,
now,
the specialist car.
Well, listen, the Aventador feels like an S-Class in comparison to a Vulcan. Well, Vulcan, you know, they made 25 of them. It's literally a race car. So a friend of mine did the conversion on it, and somehow managed to pass a set of number plates on this thing. And we did the rally in that, which was like doing Le Mans on my own. Like, it was just ridiculous.
No radio?
No, nothing.
And
no radio.
Didn't you have an Aston Martin expert, an engineer with you at all times?
Yeah. So we had actually we had a support crew, but Tomo, who was in the passenger seat with me, he was also from Aston Martin, and he was literally providing race team support because it's a race car, right? I mean, we had moments where, because even though we'd adapted the steering lock so it turned a bit more like a road car,
but you couldn't turn it
there was no the turning circle like an oil tanker,
Wow.
So sometimes we get to these like Albanian villages, and our support crew in the van would hop out and we put it into neutral and they would push us back like a pit crew.
Really?
Push us backwards and I drive forwards, and they push us backwards and drive forward. It was hilarious. Honestly, mate, it was hilarious. But
that's crazy. Like, would you consider doing a rally in another Aston Martin then for the next one, do you think?
I'd love to try it in a Valkyrie.
Really?
A Valkyrie would be amazing. And oddly, I think as hardcore as the Vulcan was, I reckon the Valkyrie would take it up a step. Because that's kind of like a two-seater F1 car. And I know that statement is like an F1 car for the road. It's become quite cliche. It gets thrown around a lot. This thing is like a Formula. It's kind of like a Le Mans prototype for the road. And I think if you did the rally in that, you need your chiropractor on speed dial. Let's just put it that way.
Are you looking forward to the Middle East rally then?
Can't wait. I can't wait. I've been fortunate to spend quite a lot of time out there.
Yeah, you always spent the winter out there, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the car culture out there is fantastic. And it's, in terms of environments, like let's take this one, juxtaposition. Totally different environment, opposite worlds. And I think that's great for entrance and for all of the content that gets shared. It's going to be nice to have a completely different environment. And first year that Gumball's done 2 rallies in 1 year.
I know.
So that's big.
It's like London buses, man. We've had 3 years off and then 2 come along at once, right?
I know, as if we're not tired enough, right?
Yeah. What were the highlights of this rally, man? Like, you've had some amazing grid stops, some amazing start lines. Like, what was like a surprising highlight or a highlight for you that you will always remember?
Bardstown.
Yeah.
Bardstown.
Callum said the same thing.
Man, Bardstown, I mean, I would imagine by convention it's probably quite a reserved, fairly sleepy town. We turned up and it was like a rock festival had rolled through town. I don't know what the population of Bardstown was, but they were all there. They were all there. I remember, some of the photography we've got from the team on this rally has been incredible, but this one shot, it's sort of taken from high up, but it looks right the way down the main high street. And not only are the crowds all the way down, but they're like 3-4 lines deep, So you roll into that energy, and then you find out that people are just the friendliest people you've ever met. They're so happy to see you here. And then to top it all off, local food.
I heard, Bun was saying.
Local food, it was so, and we walked into this like live country band playing.
Really?
Mate, it was amazing. It was so good. So that for me was a highlight, because it was a surprise. When we set off in the morning, Max literally said to me, he's like, I'm not sure what kind of turnout it'll be in Bardstown, because it's quite a small town. I mean, it gave Toronto a run for their money.
Really?
No, I'm not joking. It was unbelievable.
And to give people at home a context of what Bardstown is like, it's a small, sleepy town in Kentucky. It was on the route from Indianapolis to Nashville, this rally, and you would not expect the turnout that it had, and it sounded epic.
It was like, Glastonbury meets Sleepy Village. It was really an immense experience.
So you finished the rally now, we've got the awards ceremony soon.
Yeah.
Who do you think should be taking home some awards?
So for me, one of the awards is most rock and roll.
Yeah.
And for me, the DDE guys. Damon and Dave in that SVJ, they had great enthusiasm throughout. It's their first Gumball. I think they really embraced it, but wherever they went, they pulled a crowd. And on top of it, the sound of that thing was one of the best sounding cars. So, and at checkpoints, they were doing burnouts and interacting with people. So, me personally, most rock and roll, I give it to the Daily Driven Exotics boys.
You heard it here first, man. But no, man, they were wicked, and like all you petrol heads and like car YouTubers had such a big following over here. You, Shmi, Pog, the DDE guys. Is there anything you want to say to the guys that are watching?
Well, I think I probably speak for all of us car automotive YouTubers who are on the rally. We're all blown away. We're all humbled, and just like I got goosebumps talking about it. Just the love, honestly, it blows my mind that we're effectively halfway around the world from where we're based. And when you roll into a middle America town, and you've got people coming up to you saying, thanks for coming, and we love your content. Yeah. It's just magic. So anyone who's come out to support Gumball and say hello to any of us guys, thanks so much. It's been an incredible honor rolling through your fine country.
And we'll see you in the Middle East, yeah?
You will. You know it.
My man.
Let's do it.
Thank you, Jay, man.
Pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, man. Always.
Thank you.